Well, hello, Sky Divas. How is everyone doing today? Let me first say that. Um, I just wanted to jump in and record a little video and tell you guys about my story and how I got into being a flight attendant. It was not easy. Right now, there's a lot of people who are being discouraged from applying because they've been applying and applying and applying, and they keep getting thanks for no thanks. Um, First, if this is really what you want to do, I know it's easy for me to say don't get discouraged and then keep trying, but it's the truth. You should not give up. Trust me, because I was the same way. I got discouraged and I questioned what was I doing wrong, why I'm not getting hired. I did all those things. So if it's really something that you want, don't give up. Keep trying. You just need to ask yourself, okay, what did I do in that interview? What did I say that the next time that I can do something differently? Look in the mirror. How is your appearance? Is it something that you could change or need to change? My answers. Was I genuine in my answers? Did I say something that maybe didn't seem that way? And study the STAR method of interviewing. Just try to figure out what it was and what you said in every aspect for the next time to do something differently. And to be honest, I mean, I'm not a recruiter, and I'm not in the heads of a recruiter or any recruiters, especially with our company. So I don't know what they're thinking. I can only put myself in their shoes, and I put it like this: if you have 5 recruiters, right? All 5 recruiters are 5 different people. You don't know what each one is looking for. You may interview with one of those recruiters and they don't like anything about you and they swipe left, no. And then you can wear the same exact outfit, say the same exact thing with the 4th person, and then they like you. So it could be just about that particular recruiter who interviewed you on that day. You just never know what each one is looking for. And people don't want to hear that it's your appearance or how you look or how you speak or what have you. But let's be honest, you never met this person. They don't know anything about you. They don't know your personality. They just, when they hit that button or whatever they hit, the first thing that's going to pop up is your picture or your video, and the first thing they're going to see before they even hear your voice is what you look like. Based off of that alone, I can imagine they've already have some type of presumption. And it may not be fair, might not be right, but we all do it. We all judge people, or we all presume something about someone without even getting to know them, without even seeing them, without even talking to them, without even having a conversation. Just like on Facebook, someone can type something, and just based off of what they wrote in their text, you decided that you don't like them or you do like them, just based off of that alone without even knowing them. So just imagine you're in a position as a recruiter and you have a million applicants to go through. How are you going to weed them out? How are you going to decipher? How are you, if I have these 2 people, I can only choose one. Who am I going to choose? There's going to be something about those 2 people that they're going to have to pick apart in order to swipe left or swipe right. And you don't know what it's going to be. It could be something you said. It could be your appearance. It could be, well, both of them spoke well. Both of them said the exact same thing. I like what they had to say. So, but I got to choose one. Well, this one came in a suit with a tie, and this one came in a tank top and a blazer. So I'm gonna go with this one. You just don't know. So what they're looking for and what that particular recruiter is looking for that day. So you have to take that into account. So, and that's just me assuming or guessing. And I'm gonna tell you why in a second. So, my first time applying for a flight attendant, I was in my early 20s. My son wasn't even born yet. My son was born in 95. And I have 12 friends that are flight attendants right now with a main line. And out of those 12, 4 of those have worked in the recruitment department, later on in life. I think 2 or 3 of them still might be in the recruiting department now. But we were all in our 20s. They started off in reservations and then they went over to in-flight. So they've been flying. So since my 20s, I have been applying and would always get a thanks but no thank. My first time I went, they did the cattle call back then. You go to the hotel in a room with people and you have to interview. Where there was like a room full of recruiters sitting around a table, and you're sitting down in the chairs, and then when it's your turn, whoever's available, the next recruiter will be like, okay, come here. And if you're next in line, then you go to whoever that particular person. I was thin back then, put on my little tight suit, thought I was cute or whatever. I just knew I had that job, and me and my cousin went together. She was dressed like a secretary or what have you, and she was younger than me at the time, 6 years younger than me. You couldn't tell me I wasn't cute. And I pranced my little self up there, and I was so confident. And didn't get, back then, they'll tell you, they'll hire you that day. Well, I didn't get it, but my cousin did, and she's still with the company until this day. So then I went again and again, and then I had my kids, so I stopped applying. And then as my kids got older, I went again and again and again with not just one, but several different airlines, and never got hired. And I couldn't figure out what it was I was doing wrong. So fast forward now to my 40s or what have you. That main line was hiring again, and one of my neighbors at the time, who was also a mutual friend of my friends, lived in the same complex, and she was like, we're hiring again, and she worked in the recruitment department. And so went and did fill out the application, had to do a video interview. And she told me that she couldn't review it, but that she's seen it. But since we're friends, it was a conflict of interest, so she couldn't review my interview. But she said she saw it, and I got the call to come back for the face-to-face interview. So I didn't get it then, and I don't know. Well, I'm gonna say I probably didn't deserve it, because one, I changed my outfit at the last minute. I didn't dress like I should have dressed, and I wasn't prepared for the questions, because I hate interviewing anyway. But I don't think anything I said was genuine. I was just saying what I thought they wanted to hear, to be honest. And so I deserved that thanks but no thanks. I didn't even question that. So I think 6-9 months went by. I applied again. This time my other friend, she's a mutual friend, but we're associates, put it that way. I told her I applied, and she called me and she said, hey, I want to talk to you. And I was like, yeah, what's up? She said, well, I saw your video, and you're probably not going to get a phone call back. And she said, I'm going to tell you why. And she said, you looked good. Your makeup and everything was good. You were dressed really nice. All that was good. But she said that I interview too hard, that I am too, as a matter of fact, and that what did she say? too, as a matter of fact, I interviewed too hard, and that I'm used to interviewing in a corporate setting, and this is not corporate, and I needed to loosen up, and I needed to be myself and relax. And I think she said something about I was very direct and I seemed kind of tense. I think that was the word she used. And I could see it. I could see it because I am, as a matter of fact, type person. And I'm like, okay, I got it. All right, cool. So then at that point, I decided not to interview with them anymore. I was completely over it. And then I had just said, forget it. I'm not going to apply for any other airlines anymore. I'm just going to just keep doing what I'm doing. So then I was working at a hospital and I got laid off. So I was laid off for like a year and I was living in my own place. And then after a year, unemployment getting ready to run out, I had to move back home with my mom. I was on Facebook and a Facebook mutual friend had posted her picture from graduation from the company, and I remembered that I applied with them and they invited me to an open call, but they didn't have any in Houston, and I didn't want to travel to go to one, so I never went. So that when I saw her picture, I went on their website and saw that they were hiring again, and there was an open call. The next one was that following Tuesday in Austin, and then the other one was going to be in Houston on the next Saturday after that Tuesday. So I said, okay, I'm going to try one more time. I went and talked to my mother, and I was like, Mom, this is an opportunity. If I get it, it's going to be okay because I might be gone. I might not get based here, and then I'm going to have to commute, and then Cameron's going to be here with you. So once we talked about all that and the logistics, she told me, go ahead and do it. So then I applied, and I went to that Tuesday's interview. So I called my mutual friend again, and I was like, hey, this is going to be my last time. I'm not going to apply for another airline again because at this time I'm just getting older. So I'm just going to wait till my kids graduate from high school. So she said, all right. She was like, well, you know how to dress professional, so we need to dress professional, business professional, which I already knew. And she said, I know you like to do your makeup, but when you go to the interview, you don't have to be in a full beat face, just, put on some makeup and be natural. That is then when we required people to wear makeup. So I didn't do a whole full-fledged face makeup, but I did have on some makeup. Made sure my nails were done, made sure my hair was done, and it was neat. And I had a suit. I think I did charcoal gray suit, white blouse, black shoes, black belt, and I had my resume in my hand. So then I looked over the STAR method of interviewing because, truth be told, I had never looked at the STAR method. I've heard people say it, but I never just did it. I just thought, I could just answer the questions and I would be okay. And so once I looked at the STAR method and actually saw what it was and the questions, I'm going, oh, okay, all right. So I'm not caught off guard. And I could actually give them real and realistic situations that have happened to me and not be trying to make up something because I didn't know this question was coming. So that helped a lot. The hard part for me was going to actually show some personality and not be so hard or direct or honest in everything. And then I have a natural resting bitch face, and so it's like I just don't, it's hard for me to just stand up and just be smiling the whole entire time. I was like, that to me is fake in itself. And she was like, airlines are looking for upbeat people with personalities because when passengers get on board, they could be having a rough day, their flights could be delayed. They don't want to get on a plane and you stand there looking all mean mugging and got an attitude. They want you to be upbeat and excited to see them They want to be able to approach you and talk to you and ask you about, and they don't want to be scared to ask you a question. And so she was like, you're gonna have to be that person. And that was the hardest thing for me, because I was so used to just being all straight, sitting up straight, legs crossed, because I'm at a corporate interview. I wasn't, used to just being in there, just being myself or whatever. So I was like, okay. So go to the group interview. It was like 40 of us there, and they did their little session. And then when we had group interviews, they talked about the company and the dates they were hiring. And for that particular class that we were at, it was going to be 3 weeks. So we would have had 3-week notice. And so a lot of people left because 3 weeks wasn't enough time. They needed to get their job and get their situation in order. And then we had a tattoo thing. And so a lot of people were just, excluded because of tattoos back then. And so out of the 40 something, it was 12 of us left. And so we went back in the room, and it was 12 of us. And then they said, well, this will be the part that we would say who we want back, that you're going to come up. You're going to, 1 minute or less, tell us about yourself, and I think it was why you want to be a flight attendant or something like that. And so they let us go, and then we had 1 minute to prepare what we were going to say. And in my mind, I had something that I wanted to say, but I was scared because of all my previous attempts, and I didn't want to say the wrong thing. So I called my mutual friend again in the restroom, because they gave us time to go prepare. And I said, look, okay, this is gonna be my last time, and I'm here now, and I don't want you to tell me what to say, but as a recruiter, when someone is standing up in front of you, what are you looking for? What are you listening for? Because I know you have so many people you got to go through, and sometimes it can be a room of 100 people, and you have to say no to some and say yes to some. So don't tell me what I should say, but tell me what it is that you guys are looking for. And she told me, she was like, your presence, your poise, how you pronounce your words, how do you enunciate, because you're going to have to be speaking in front of people, saying announcements, how you carry yourself. But also you need, to be bubbly, you need to be happy, you need to have some personality. And I'm like, all right, okay. So we come back in the room, and I'm on the front row with 3 other ladies, and they started at the end, and I was on one end. And so for me, I don't like hearing anybody else's answer, because like you hear somebody else's answer, and then it's like, man, that was good, I should have said that, or I should have thought of that, and then now it messes up what you were going to say. So I was acting as if I was paying attention to what everyone was saying, but I was tuning them out, because I didn't want it to interfere with what was in my head and throw me off. And so then it was my turn, and when I tell you I was nervous, I'm not gonna even lie. So I get up there, and they're very specific about what they want you to say and do, and you don't deviate from that. And so I don't even think I took a minute. I was straight to the point, what I had to say, why I wanted to introduce myself, said a little bit about, my background, and why I wanted to be a flight attendant. And I was completely honest. I was. And I don't know if that had anything to do with it. Maybe it was my lucky day. But 2 days later, I got my CJO, and didn't even know it, because they sent that one on a Tuesday. They sent the CJO on a Thursday. I didn't even see it until that Sunday, and they had just rescinded it, because they give you a timeline to respond, and I didn't respond. And then when I saw it in my spam, then I responded, and then just so happened wasn't too late. So, and I'm here now. And I can say that honestly, when I was younger and I was applying in my 20s, I didn't know why I wanted to be a flight attendant. I didn't know if it was because all my friends were. I didn't know it's because I'm not even a traveler. I don't go nowhere. So that wasn't the thing for me. I don't actually know what drew me to the career. I mean, of course, as a kid, you see the flight attendants and you see the movies and it looks glamorous and they're so pretty and in their uniforms. You're like, oh, I want to do that. But you actually don't even know what they do because you're young. I knew that my girlfriends were happy. I knew that they loved their job, their career, because they had been doing it for now 30 plus years. I knew that they loved their lifestyle, their flexibility. I never heard them once complain. And here I am on a job, 9 to 5, sitting behind a desk, having to dress up, and I was miserable. And I would stay at a job long enough to get what I needed to get from them. But if I wasn't advancing, then I would leave because I wasn't happy. And I was just miserable. And I kept applying. Something kept drawing me to this career. Something kept saying this is where you're supposed to be at. I don't know what it was, but I knew this is where I was supposed to be. Something kept telling me that's where I was supposed to be, and I was miserable in everything else that I was doing. It didn't make me happy. I did not want to get up in the morning and go to work. I absolutely hated it. No matter what the job was, I hated it. It just didn't give me that feeling, and I can't explain it. And so when I got the job, of course, I didn't know really what to expect. And then you get to training and you go like, wow, okay, I didn't know that flight attendants did all this. I didn't know that we were responsible for all this. I didn't know a lot of things. And some things I didn't know because all my friends had told me, but they work for mainline, so things are a little bit different. But when I tell you that the way I feel now, I've never felt about any of the jobs that I've had. Yes, the money is very low. I don't make a lot of money at all. Y'all know that, especially with a regional. But when I tell you I have not been this happy in a very, very, very long time with my career. Those other jobs were just jobs. It was just I went in and interviewed because I needed a paycheck, and I'm gonna say what I have to say for you to hire me because I need a job because my lights are due. But I didn't want to be there. Here, no, I don't make the money, but I want to be here, and I'm happy, and I like what I do, and I wake up with a smile on my face every morning. I'm not miserable. I'm not mad when crew support calls me. I don't care if it's 5 a.m. showtime, 4 a.m. showtime. I am there. I'm on time. I'm never late, and I am happy. And I remember my boyfriend saying, you need to find you another job," because he couldn't believe how much money I made. And he was like, "Why are you there?" And I'm like, "Because I'm happy. This is my choice. This is where I want to be." And I was thinking, I can't make you understand that because it's not about the money. It's about my happiness and my quality of life and my well-being, and I'm doing something that I am passionate about. Now, do I want to be a flight attendant when I'm 80 years old? No. But my goal is to grow within the company in some aspect. I feel like you need to be able to grow. I want to be able to learn new things, and so join different organizations because that's how you meet people, that's how you network, and that's how you learn. So that's what I aspire to do. I mean, I have a strong desire. I have a desire to want to help people, to want to show people, and sometimes my methods or my ways people may not like. Yeah, I can be kind of brutally honest at times and come off a certain way, but I don't mean anything by it. I have no ill intent behind it. It's just that I honestly just don't know how to sugarcoat things sometimes, and it's something that I am working on. I am a work in progress. And so I get that. And sometimes I say the things that people need to hear, but they really don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear it, and because it sounds harsh, but it's the truth. So I have to work on me and my delivery, but I don't mean anything, ill behind it. And that's where I'm at, now. I want to be involved with my company in more ways than one. That's just how I am. I need to be able to learn, I need to be able to grow. And hopefully one day I will be able to. And I don't know if these videos help anyone or not, but if it does, then great. I can just keep doing it, but I'm happy. And hopefully when you get the job and you reach training and you graduate and you get to working with the company, you'll be happy too. It's not for everyone. There are people who quit all the time because it's not what they thought it was going to be. They want more money. They're away from their family, their kids, their dogs, and I get it. I get it. Trust me. But it wasn't what was meant for them. This I know for sure is where I'm supposed to be. I am doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Don't know why it is, but it is. It just is what it is. So if this is something that you want to do and that you're truly passionate about, keep applying. Don't quit. Just reevaluate your circumstances. See what you did and what you can do different. Google, YouTube, there's a lot of Facebook pages and stuff, and that you have access to. Practice your interviewing style. I don't care what anybody says. Looking professional is, to me, is key. Looking the part, looking professional. And a lot of younger generation, they don't know what business professional is. And example, then I'm gonna let y'all go. Was a young lady who just got hired, and several years ago, I think 3 years ago, she told me, because she inboxed me, and she applied, and this is when we were still doing the group interviews, and she had 3 thanks for no thanks. And I think it was the second time, I had to look back at the messages, but I think it was the second time she posted a picture of herself with a group of other people at one of the events, and she had on some real high heels, like 5-inch heels, no pantyhose, like a pencil skirt, a blazer, and a low-cut tank top, and her hair was real, big and wavy and pretty. Like, I love big hair, I love big curls. And she had on a lot of makeup. And so people were commenting on the post, like, oh, you look good, you look amazing. And I'm going, that is not professional for an interview. And so I said it, but not in that way. It was like, ooh, you don't look professional at all. And I just, just said, if you don't get it, next time you go, if you choose to go again, I would dress more business professional. And people just went in on me. I mean, they were just like, there's nothing wrong with her. She's pretty. She look good. Everybody don't care about that. And she has all this experience and all these years of customer service, and that shouldn't matter. They should. But let's be honest. How many people are looking at their resume going, oh, okay. No, as soon as you walk in a room, that's what they see. They don't see your resume. They don't talk to you. They don't know anything that's come out of your mouth. They're going to go off of your appearance alone. And if they have to separate the two, if they have 2 people that they have to hire, and you're here and you're here, and they have to figure out, okay, which one I'm going to keep, which one I'm going to go, they have to find something negative about somebody so they can let one person go and keep the other. That was just my suggestion. So she said she went back the 3rd time, and Um, she said she wore, I think she said some jeggings, but she said they looked like pants, but they were jeggings, and that someone else in the group told her that they wore something similar to that and they got hired. So she was like, well, I know I can wear this, and she didn't get hired. So finally, all these years go by, she inboxed me and she was like, hey, I don't know if you remember me, but this is what happened. And I was like, oh, okay, vaguely. And she was like, I want to try again, but I hear that you guys are doing virtual, and can you give me some suggestions? And I told her, I was like, you need to dress business professional. And I said, you have a beautiful face, you have a beautiful smile, but you're hiding your face because you have such beautiful big hair. And I was like, when you get to work, when you get the job, wear your hair how you want to wear it. But for the interview, they need to see your face. They want to see you. I said, just pull it back behind your ear. You don't have to wear a bun or anything specific. Just, show your face and dress professional. Don't show a lot of skin, because that's not business professional. So I sent her some clips of what was business professional, and told her to go over the STAR method and practice the STAR method, even if she's making up interview questions herself and asking herself and looking in the mirror and practicing how she's going to speak, how she's going to enunciate her words. And I don't know what she did, but she got the job. And she inboxed me to thank me for all my help and assistance. She was like, had I listened to you then, maybe. I said, well, you don't know what it was. It could have just been the wrong recruiter that day. You can't necessarily say that it was your appearance. I'm not going to say that, but congratulations anyway. So with that being said, don't give up and keep trying. All right, because we need y'all here, and I need my seniority to go up. So y'all need to come on. Anyway, y'all take care. Bye.